What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, the announcement of the truth is upon us. He has unofficially announced that he is returning to the boxing ring. And he is gauging to see where he at physically and mentally. And that's the former unified WBA, WBC, IBF, Ring Magazine, welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., who is 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. Errol Spence Jr. is now letting the boxing world know, and the world know, after he popped out this past Saturday, Errol Spence is letting it be known that he is indeed making a ring return and not retiring. So there was a lot of reports that Errol Spence could be retiring. He has been out the ring for 2.5 years. The only trainer he's ever had in his career, which was well-renowned future Hall of Fame trainer Derrick James, they have now parted ways. He's coming off of a terrible loss, bad loss, physical damage to Terrence Bud Crawford, the biggest fight of his career for Undisputed. So he got dropped 3 times in a fight for the first time in his career. Being on the canvas, he got dropped 3 times. Then the first loss of his career. Then he don't have the only trainer he knew in his entire career. On top of that, he suffered that horrific car accident. He had the multiple eye surgeries, right? Just a lot of physical damage and unknown with Errol Spence. And now Errol Spence has brought in a legend, an icon, Hall of Famer in Roy Jones Jr., who can be considered in the eyes of many as the greatest fighter in boxing. As a trainer, Roy Jones is saying he's in Dallas today. He's working with Roy Jones is working with Errol Spence to see how Errol Spence responds, see what he has left in the tank, see what his abilities can be, and what has he lost and what has he not lost, right? So there's a lot they're gauging today to see, if it's a good fit that they work together, right? Now, Roy Jones is a fighter who fought in a style and a manner in which just can't be taught. It can't be taught, right? And Roy Jones as a trainer, no slight or disrespect, has not been very successful at the highest level as a trainer, right? We just haven't seen it. But Roy Jones can be a mentor. Roy Jones is a student of the game. Roy Jones understands the game. It's just you can't teach what Roy Jones was. You can't teach that, right? And a lot of times when you have guys that have abilities like Roy Jones, it doesn't translate, right? When you look at Magic Johnson as a coach, it didn't translate. Michael Jordan as a GM and an owner, scouting talent, it didn't translate at all, right? That's in basketball, right? In football, a lot of former players that played at the highest level doesn't translate to, because they view the game through lenses that can't be taught, right? Their abilities are an anomaly, period. Their abilities, their skill sets, their talents, their mindsets is an anomaly. Their kids don't pan out to be, because the pressure and, they just have certain things, right? Just abilities and skill sets and talents that can't be taught. It's just the truth of the matter. And so a lot of times you get people like Roy Jones that's trying to teach the game, but people don't grasp what he's putting down. They don't pick up what he's putting down. But then you get people that weren't very good at the sport but competed at the sport, or wasn't wanting to compete in the sport and didn't have the abilities at all to compete in the sport or opportunities. And those are the people that are very successful as trainers and managers and coaches. And reason being is because they have to pay so much attention to detail just to have any type of success in the sport, just to function in the sport. Like Freddie Roach, the late great Emmanuel Stewart, right? Their attention to it has to be their attention to detail. Look at Floyd Mayweather Sr. He didn't have a better career than Roger Mayweather. He taught Roger Mayweather. But his career, what Roger and Floyd Mayweather Jr. took from him, they elevated the game where he couldn't. Just a difference. It's different. He can teach them so much attention to details, and it elevates but he couldn't carry it out like they could carry it out, if it makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So those are things that can't be taught. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, man, we got to see what Errol Spence can bring to the table, what Errol Spence can do now. It's going to be interesting to see. Errol Spence is somebody that don't like to do tune-ups. He like to go right into the biggest fights. So it's going to be interesting. But what y'all think about Errol Spence coming back with Roy Jones as a trainer? And who do y'all want to see him fight? Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think, man. It's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be a massive event the day Errol Spence announces his comeback and who he's coming back against. Let me know what y'all think, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, or one word, I'm gone. Peace.